Ugh. I'm vibe coding. Anybody can do this. No, seriously, it's a vibe coded app that you remember years ago there was a website, probably still exists, I think, called Hacker Typer. You can go there and just start mashing the keyboard. I vibe coded my own because why not? So I'm not vibe coding right now. I have effectively vibe coded this, as it were, and so you can do the same thing if you care to do that. It's easy to do. I mean, I'm a fan of retro, but I grew up in the 80s where we had Commodore 64s and Commodore VIC-20s, and maybe you're too young to remember that. Maybe you don't know much about what the world was like before an iPhone, and that's okay. I still think you are more than welcome to use technology as it is these days. And for me, being able to effectively create experiences that are reminiscent of the experiences that I had in yesteryear, let's say, it's exciting. It's kind of like the first time you see, something after something like that has not existed in ever. And what I mean by that is, if you grew up, let's say, with an iPhone, then, seeing a new smartphone, not that exciting. But if you lived in a world that existed before the iPhone, seeing something like an iPhone would be very exciting because everything that came before it was radically different. And that, I think, is how I feel about vibe coding and a new era of software, and why I've been so bullish on it, why I've been talking about it, helping others along with it. Not necessarily the technical folks, but specifically the non-technical folks. That I think is, an amazing opportunity lying in wait. The people who don't yet know that they can create their own software. Maybe not, like this. This is just software that creates nothing. This is just me mashing the keyboard. But since last week, I have created a few new things that are now live in the arcade. So any one of you, and on GitHub, by the way, any one of you can go and try them, download them, fork them, whatever. This is a visualization of basically chain link. Every time you click the screen, it's a new visualization. You can go into the menu, change the speed, change the scale, the rotation factor, distortion frequency, amplitude, iterations. So there's also the ability to change the fall off, like where the color falls off, change the colors, auto advance, export the wallpaper, etc. So this is something that I based a mathematical formula around, and then just went in and said, give me a configuration menu. I want to be able to configure this 7 ways from Sunday. And so I did. Turns just about any one of these visualization apps into a wallpaper generator. Now this tab here, and I better close the other ones. The reason why is because another tab that I have open in the background seems to be taking a lot of CPU. There was an app that was talked about just before the weekend and exploded over the weekend, Claudebot, which has now been renamed to Moltbot. Took the social platform X, formerly known as Twitter, by storm. People were going out and buying Mac Minis to run their Claudebot on, as it was formerly called. As I said, now it's called Moltbot. And I was interested. I'm like, well, this is pretty fascinating. The idea that you could have a basically AI virtual assistant. It was a little nerve-wracking in the sense that, definitely in early stages, not a lot of security built up around it, but it definitely got the attention of a lot of people. I've seen some Claudebot or Moltbot alternatives already, which looked very promising. I just haven't had, the opportunity to use one because I'm kind of waiting for a specific use case before diving in because there are so many different tools to try. But someone's Claude bot vibe coded effectively its own face, and it was like 2 dots on a screen and a mouth. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I kind of want one. And so I effectively vibe coded a computer outer face, and with that, wound up iterating, not just this face, but giving the opportunity for many types of faces to be generated. Very retro-esque, computer-esque. Nothing with curved edges, very sharp edges. And with this, I can do a variety of things, including changing, the width of the eyes, the height of the eyes, the spacing for the eyes. I can turn the pupils on or off, give the pupils a different shape. I can turn eyebrows on or off, including keeping asymmetrical eyebrows, change their thickness, offset, all sorts of stuff, right? Or, of course, I can go in and either randomize here or click the screen and get a new face altogether. Now, if you weren't recognizing, number one, these are monochromatic, so I've got the monochromatic setting for palette on. Every time I talk, the mouth moves. So every one of these faces is responding specifically to my microphone input. I can even change the speed variance, faster or slower, gentle, or more rapid, and effectively have computer faces. They're all automatically generated, and I can keep doing this right ad infinitum. But I thought it was kind of fun. Computer outer face, and this is now also on the arcade for everyone to play with, as well as on GitHub. Then what do we have here next? This, I don't know. I just started. I didn't know how this started, really. But it became a thing. So shall we play a game? You can see the topography there. Very, very light. But if I tap, it'll automatically shuffle, change all sorts of settings. Background, foreground, text, shapes of the text. Very retro-esque. You can go in and change the colors, the shape of the characters, change the alignment, the layout, grid size, the point thickness, the spacing, the roundness. There's also the outline mode. And you can change the thickness, the glow intensity of that text, the grid opacity behind it, and then I can also set it to auto randomize, and then it just progresses through things automatically. But that just started as me kind of fiddling around, and then it just kind of evolved. And I was like, that's kind of neat. And then if I like that text, I could go in and save a 4K image. And then it downloads the PNG to the desktop, and then I could save it out as wallpaper or what have you, or send it as an image. So it's a nice little toy/tool. Who knows? But it was fun to do. And I call that dot matrix, because why not? This one started again as a mathematical formula someone had shared that was nothing but the sphere. Basically like this, and I saw a sun. I'm like, well, that's pretty wild. And I said, well, but a sun has this, the solar flares and, activity beyond the sphere itself. So I thought, why not basically generate that? And so I did. This is very CPU intensive, very, very heavy. But with this, I can go in and change the colors. I can change the, let's see here, the brightness of what you see outside the sphere or the solar surface. I could increase its solidity, as in the translucency. There's the chaos. I can of course zoom in or out. There's also the artifact or the sun itself. So there's the intensity. So I can dial it all the way down or dial it up. The scale. Then of course the colors. So again, I wanted to create like an orb a sun maker. Basically, I'm making stars. And this was all vibe coded based on a single simple mathematical formula for the sphere. And then I added to it. And now I've got a completely new application altogether. So I'm going to kill that. If you missed the live stream yesterday, I did a hangout with a colleague who, look at that. I got my steps in, I think, as I'm sitting here. That's weird. A colleague who wanted to get started with vibe coding, doesn't really know how, and didn't know how. And she came, to me, and I heard her thoughts for the first time of what she wanted to create. It went a different direction than what I had planned for, but ultimately we created basically a network monitoring logging tool that will help her troubleshoot internet connection issues back to her ISP, giving her everything that she might need, including export, right? And basically created a Mac app or a Mac script for her to use. And, she's going to take it wherever she's going to take it. I don't know. And then at the tail end of it, since we're both live streamers, I said, well, what if we created like a checklist for people who do live streaming, things they've got to remember before they actually go live, like check. Going in and, being able to add a category, 2 categories, whatever, download or export or import those, the layout so they can automatically back up their stream ready settings. Or of course, if it's a new day, you can hit refresh and start new. I believe, the nice thing about this is you can go in and it will remember the quote unquote tasks you have in each category, the new categories, etc., in between sessions using local storage, which of course may not be permanent, but hence the idea of being able to export it. So anyway, that was created. And then the last thing, I basically call it Waves Wash, which is kind of shorthand for my girlfriend's song Waves Wash Over Us, which we're talking about using when she presents next Wednesday with me at the Triple Door. And I'm going to have visualizations running behind her. This is one of them, using a formula, a fractal formula that looks like waves and mountains. Every time you click the screen, different colors, different settings. And then, of course, every one of these that I make like that, I give a configuration menu so that anybody could, go in and say, no, I want this, I want that, I don't want that, I want this. So it's a nice way of not just getting what you get on random, but to be able to effectively tweak and modify. So I like doing that. I wasn't doing that a lot with my earlier vibe codings, but if you go over to the arcade, you'll see. In fact, there you go. I told you these are the latest that I've uploaded. I uploaded 19 new apps yesterday, based upon the past 2 weeks, and then everything else prior. I'm now up to 183 interactive apps in the arcade. And I made a few different modifications even herein. If I sort by the oldest, you can see, one of the first things when I was still messing around with them, I could probably go back and make some modifications. And I have, when I've used one thing or another, saying, oh man, I could have updated that and I could have done this better and I could have done this differently. And I've gone back and I've updated some of my older apps, small iterations. Some of these are useful, some of them are useless, most of them are fun, and all of them I thought were interesting enough to share. Now, I talked specifically today about the idea of retro apps and how anybody can make retro apps. I shared across social media, whether it's Facebook, whether it is, in fact, let me say on Discord. I shared in the email newsletters. If you've not yet subscribed, here, let me go ahead and hopefully no one messages me at the time that I show this. Posted it on LinkedIn. 10 ideas for retro apps that are relatively easy to do. And, just again, to show you, I took one of these prompts and just to test it, like, will one of these prompts work? And I'll show you here as soon as I go into my scrapyard, because I'm not going to. I need to flesh it out. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but this is like a kind of just a start of a. It's a simple notepad creator where you can go in and you can make different documents and close them, and then they're on the desktop. It's still a little not quite functional, but I can drag and drop it, throw them away. Create a new text document. There's the start menu. There's nothing in the start menu, but anyway, this was based on one of the ideas that I threw out there just to see if it would work. I'm giving everybody the basic starting prompt. You are a creative developer who prioritizes aesthetic, feel, and immediate interactivity. Build me a single web page application or a single page web application or SPA using only HTML, CSS, JavaScript. UI should be highly stylized with an insert theme aesthetic. Make it responsive and include subtle animations or sound like visual feedback. Ideas like build a command line to-do list. The UI should look like a CRT monitor with a scan line overlaying glowing green text. Users type command like add task or done to manage their day. Include a system boot sequence animation when the page loads. Build a habit tracker with 90s web aesthetic. Bright yellow backgrounds, under construction spinning GIFs, marquee scrolling text. Each habit of the building site as you complete it. The site gets more finished graphics. Use Comic Sans for that authentic early internet feel. Pomodoro focus timer using glowing Nixie tubes for the digits. The background should be dark, brushed metal texture, include a warm orange glow effect that pulses slightly as the seconds tick down. Build a playlist style note taker. The UI is a cassette tape. Users can write song titles, etc., etc. So I'm giving everybody kind of a starting point. This is what, I thought, okay, is this going to work? I said, design a simple text editor that looks exactly like it's from Windows 95, include the classic teal background, the start button, and the pixelated blue title bar. So that's what that was. This is one that I thought was interesting. Create a tool where I can drag and drop images or paste image URLs, and they appear as a Polaroid snapshot on a corkboard background. Allow me to type captions on the white bottom border of each photo in a marker-style font. Make the photo slightly tilted for a messy, organic look. And so, again, I'm just going to go over to Gemini, and I'm going to paste that in. And I got to give the starting prompt, because remember I said I've got to give it kind of a framework. And I've got to insert theme with a cozy aesthetic. Take out the quotes. This is it. I'm going to vibe code a new app. Don't know if I'm going to keep it. Toggle Canvas, Toggle Pro. I'm using Google Gemini. You could, of course, use ChatGPT if you want. Not a big deal. And we're going to go. I'm going to let it run in the background. Now, speaking of retro, now that I've given everybody some starting points and some ideas, what I did when I saw that the video game Zuma was on sale, I thought, I wonder if I can create that. I wonder if I can create Zuma. So here's where I am. I blew through my credits yesterday, iterating, trying to fix it. I'm going with a futuristic kind of Zuma. And if you never played Zuma, it's basically you shoot these marbles at other marbles, and then you get 3 in a row to make them disappear. And so I have basically what I feel is a good starting point to edit and iterate. That's the first level of Zuma, or Amuz is what I'm going to call it, because it's like Zuma backwards. Amuz. Here we go. I'm already on the 3rd level. There are a few changes that I want to make to it, especially the aesthetic. I don't like the design at all. I like the design of the marbles, but everything else just seems flat to me. But either way, this is Zuma. You're Nari Bunny. Thank you. I'm happy to see you here. You must have caught I even vibe coded the ability to pause the game when I removed focus from the screen. Thank you. I'm glad someone else remembers Zuma. I was like, it's only $3.99. I'm like, it's fine, but I'm like, I wonder, could I create that? I had gone down the path. This is another fork of Zuma, and I like the design of it, but I just couldn't get it to do what I needed it to do exactly, and so I kind of gave up on this one and forked it. And I'm going to keep it, but I may end up coming back to this. But this was it just didn't do the path the way that I wanted to, the path of the progression, the way that I wanted it to go. So we're going to do this. So I'm basically, I vibe coded. I vibe coded a Zuma clone. I played it. Oh, dude, you have no idea. I played Zuma so much. I mean, like, there's very few original Xbox games I remember. Zuma is one of them. This is nothing like the original Zuma, which is, you know, a beautiful design. If you've never seen it, beautiful design. I couldn't even come close. So I've got like some feedback for where I want to iterate Amus, if that's what I go with, because it's like, I don't want to call it Zuma because obviously that's a game that I don't own the copyright. But this mechanic, you know, is very similar to Zuma. So let's go ahead and we'll go back here. Oh, look at that. There it is. Can I drag and drop an image in there? Let us find out. I need some photos. I have some photos of my 3D prints recently. We're gonna test this. Remember, this is a one shot. Corkboard doesn't look like a corkboard. We're gonna have to iterate that. Oh, look at that. One shot. This is a one shot, yo. I wonder if I select them all. Whoa! It just, look at that. Even did the pin. Oh my god, look at that. One shot. One shot. Dude, that's incredible. Yeah, I might keep this one. I'm like, you know, this is, I'm going to iterate, but I'm like, this is pretty dang cool. I like it. I want to be able to, there's a question mark. I wonder what that's for. Delete. Oh, so I clear everything. I want to export the whole viewport as a single image. That would be neat. Let's go ahead and re-upload the stack. So we're gonna have it do some iterations here. Let's see. Write a memory. I am your father. Love. Oops. I know. That's instead of I love you. I know. There we go. Wow. It figured everything out. Hanging round here. Oh my god. Just absolutely friggin' incredible. Absolutely friggin' incredible. I just used Google Gemini Horde 7, by the way. This is just Gemini. It's a single shot based on that prompt. Based on the prompt I literally gave everybody today, like, put it out there, cross-platform, so anybody could do this. I guess this is what you do. This is how you prompted this. So I literally just copied and pasted from, well, this was my LinkedIn post, right? You could easily find it in the, I think I put it in, was it my Chris Perillo Substack newsletter? Yeah. I publish a newsletter on Substack for Chris Perillo fans. There's my, intro talking about what I'm doing with AI. There it is. The 10 retro tech tool ideas you can make today. This would be the Polaroid mood board right there. So yeah, I published it like in 13 different places. I published it on X. So if you go over to X, you'd find it there as well. I published it in both an article and there we go. I published it in both an article and an original post. So you can go there, you can accelerate it, or what have you. But I gave everybody the text cross-platform. And of course, I'm teasing off to the fact that we've got an event happening this weekend that everybody can join. You should ctrl+alt+create live. Make sure you register for free. It'll be on StreamYard this weekend, Saturday at 6 p.m. We're giving away a $100 Amazon gift card. And so, yeah, I anybody can build. So join one of these workshops and potentially get some money and have some fun instead of it just being me, streaming into the void. And most people scream into the void. I feel like I'm screaming into the void or streaming into the void. Totally agree. Pepsi. This is why I can't understand why I'm sitting here showing you this, and like I can't understand why someone would not be excited about this. I just don't understand. So we're gonna iterate. When someone drags more than one image into the area, make sure they're not just piled on top of one another. Allow the user to easily zoom or crop an image within a Polaroid so that their subject isn't cut off. What's another thing? I don't know what the icon is for because clicking it does nothing. Let the user change the pin color or not have a pin at all. What's another thing I want to do? Allow the user to export a 4K wallpaper of their current collage. Improve that cork board background to be far more organic. It looks like a computer grade right now. Nothing random or nothing progressive. Like cork board with the grade shades of brown if you can. Okay, I'm giving it feedback, right? I'm telling it where I want it to go. That's our first one. Hey, Matheson, one of these days I'd love for you to join me on stream. I really would, Matheson. Hey, Midnight Wolf, good to see you again, fellow 3D printer maker. He was in the Discord earlier talking about basically building a site to help people, I believe, with autism get into 3D printing. It sounds very exciting. Look at this. Okay, my mind is blown. Just try Gemini, and in less than 5 minutes, I have a full Python game. It used to take days to make something in BASIC. Oh my god. Do you feel me? Do you understand why, like, this one-shot Gemini prompt? One shot in Gemini. Just crazy. One shot. This is like, here, I'm gonna... Crazy how well this worked. Does it save credits to do all the feedback in a big chunk? Well, it doesn't necessarily save credits, but I'm allowing it to, I'm giving it feedback, iterative feedback, and it's going to do those things, or should do those things. And I found Gemini does a pretty good job by batching, as opposed to one thing, letting it process, I'm spending tokens, another thing, process spending tokens. And I feel batching the feedback does a better job. Personally, that's been my experience. Nari Bunny, thank you for asking. You really do want to find a space where I can record? Yeah, no doubt, dude. In fact, this is worth posting in on X. One shot. Is it one shot? Is that what they call it in AI? Single shot? One shot AI or single shot? I think it's one shot in Gemini. I'm gonna post to X. One shot in Gemini app. Logan. Is it Logan? What's hang on. One shot in Gemini app. There we go. Crazy. Just shared it on X. Hey, no worries, Nari Bunny. Yeah, one shot? Okay, yeah, for sure. Okay. The cork board is no longer textured. It seems it's a flat color. I want something generative like a cork board, I said. Okay, let's see. Okay, question mark now. Okay, cozy cork board. Add photos. arrangement, drag photos and stack them. Click the white button area. So I'm giving people instructions. Crop, zoom. Click the blue icon on a photo to enter edit mode. Drag the image to pan, scroll, and zoom. Pins. Click the pin to change its color or remove it. Got it. Okay. I don't know why it's going with okay, but is that the original? Okay, so I can zoom in or out. I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it like another default image. I don't know what the hell that is. Okay, we're gonna drag multiples. There we go. Spread the array of multi-cropped photos out more, starting and permanently do. I'm going to delete. Oh, hang on. Delete no longer works. There we go. And let's see, we're going to crop. Okay. I'm seeing if I can find, there we go. I'm looking for a good, there we go. This is the one I need. Wait, hang on. When I go to crop, thank you, Nari Bunny, for subscribing, kicking off a hype train. Very much appreciated. When I go to crop, it doesn't show me the original image, but has it cut off, which kind of defeats the purpose. Your grandma accidentally upgraded to macOS Tahoe? Oh god, I am so sorry. She had a few bugs on day one, seemed to have cleared up. Oh my god, I just do not want Rocket. No. Maybe. Nope. Sit. There we go. Sit. Wait. Wait. She chooses now to get up. You want to talk about vibe coding? I think delete the trash button to clear all no longer works. I can't see images when they're off the viewport, so you have to keep the photos in view. Give me an option to scramble all photos such that they're slightly overlapping each other and laid out very well in the current viewport. Balanced but organic. What's another thing? Where's my export? Oh, there. Download. Let's see what happens. Okay, that's didn't really. Okay, I need a 4K resolution export. No transparency, not just the current viewport, which may not be in the same 4K aspect ratio. If anything, center what is currently there within the export. Okay, what else did I see? Okay, let's get some feedback here. Hello from Japan, Slot One Gamer. Good to see you. Hardware devices. Look at this, Slot One. Man, I would love to hear more about that. Tell you what. Seriously, if you want to showcase something, I would love to have you on. Gemini even recognizes what I was doing and naming the project and my stuff without telling it directly it was a space shooter. That's what I'm saying. It's pretty smart. Gemini, I tell you what, Gemini is pretty darn smart. Pretty darn smart. There are many apps out there, or many tools out there, but there's a reason I kind of keep coming back to it. Okay, so let me kill that. Let me kill the wrong word. I want to iterate Amos. I'm probably going to run out of credits. I'm going to probably have to upgrade to Ultra here soon. Because I ran out of my tokens. I've got everything currently seems very, very, very plain and flat and computery. Okay. There we go. I had my notes to iterate Amos. Hey, thank you for the follow. Darth Gallum, good to see you. Genuinely, are you vibe coding yet? Because you should be, Darth. This is like, I'm going to be teaching a course on vibe coding to students at Lewis and Clark University, or Lewis and Clark College. I believe that's it, in March, starting in March. Love leading these workshops. Okay, generative cork. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's closer to a corkboard texture. It's great. Okay. Does delete all work? No, delete still doesn't work. There's help. Help works. Let's create. We're going to drag some photos in here. Our tester. There we go. Oh my god. Oh my god. It zoomed in full on the images drag in versus only showing versus zooming to 100% of the view afforded in the Polaroid frame. Okay, so that's one bit of feedback. Let's go ahead and, okay, we've tiled them. Let's see what happens. They zoomed it, so ignore the, okay, there we go. So exporting, when exporting to 4K, make the images larger. Make the photos, say Polaroids larger to take up more space. And then, does caption still work? Okay, caption still works. You can add a photo from the URL. Okay, so you can add it from you can load it from a URL. Okay. Then what happens when I crop here? Okay. Oops. So then I click it again. I'm testing. I'm seeing what happens. Okay, great. You're not letting me zoom in or out all the way with images cropping yet. To accommodate more Polaroids, let the should be resizable en masse, always the same size, but no, I don't like that. Corkboard's better. There's the pin. Pin works. Pin is great. The pin is perfect. Delete still doesn't work. Help works. Look at that. So that works too. Okay, great. There'll be non-technical students. No more. Thank you for subscribing. You should, dude. If you need a guide to start, I've already shared the what is vibe coding link before. That'll get you started. Never been easier. Never been a better time. Do I like Windows or Mac better? Mac, barely. They're on their last leg, though, dude. I don't know what the hell Apple's smoking. They're violating their own guidelines left and right. Or as John Gruber says, Tahoe was a mistake. John Gruber said that. If you lose John... Okay, here we go. The viewport is completely empty. All I see are the scores. Center. I don't know what the hell it did. Procedural touch tech terrain. So it did something. 3D layer trench system, generated progressive levels. Mechanical deployment gate. We'll see if it did that. Polished UI and FX. Okay, this is where I got stuck last night. I kept iterating that. But I'm gonna see this Polaroid thing through. I think I can get it to where I want it to be. Past that one shot, I think the more non-technical people we have coding, the more creative we have. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, people don't know what they don't know, right? You can't say, well, you can't do that because this language doesn't. No, they don't care. They don't care. They just know they've got a problem and they want to solve it. I want to make it this. Ooh, shoot, as I get too excited and spill my espresso here. Whew. I'm preparing for a colonoscopy, which kind of not looking forward to, but that'll be happening on Monday. Delete all this. Still doesn't work. You have a trash icon in the menu, but not in the help dialog, nor does it work to clear the cork board at all. You orphaned it and it needs to return. Let's see what happens. Gonna get our test images. Drag and drop. There we go. Let's go ahead and... Okay, that looks good. That looks good. Let's crop. Did it get it right? Yes, it got it right! Yes! That's what I wanted. Perfect! Okay, that's great. The pins look perfect. Oh my god. Yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. My Ponda Baba. Let's see what happens when we snapshot it. Yes, 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 yes. Yep, that worked. 4K export worked. Make sure the export has the images centered and middle aligned in it. The captions still work. Captions work. The zoom and cropping works. I think we're good, except for that, the delete thing. That doesn't work. Okay, down to a couple bits of feedback, and I feel we've got a viable product here. All right, let's see what happens. Oh my god, this is horrible. What the hell did you do? This is bad. This is where I kind of gave up on it. No, this is bad. The trench is a single continuous trench, not segmented, not individual pieces. And the orbs were flying through this thing. I may have to give up on this iteration because this is where I gave up. Like I said, with where I was with Amos. Yeah, I saw they hired the Halide camera app guy for design. Yep. His concept of liquid glass before we had liquid glass was way better. We'll see. We shall see. I'm not going to hold my breath. All right, I'm going to iterate the other Amos. See what happens when I say... these two things. This is the other version of Amos that I kind of gave up on, but this one, if it doesn't listen to what I'm asking it for here, I'm just going to revert it. Oh, I encountered an error. Yikes. It did not do well. In fact, it did so horribly on that first pass. I'm basically going to restart. This is sometimes where it's important to save your work as you go. There's the corkboard again. Welcome home. Delete. Why does the delete icon not work in the toolbar? I'm being very clear about this. I don't know how much more clear I can be. Let's test with some, I'm just going to go with just a few photos this time. We're going to keep it manageable. Okay, there we go. Let's a few more. 2, 4. There's our arrangement. Let's get rid of that one. We don't want that one. That was stupid. Why does the X2 close an image in a Polaroid not work anymore? It's having problems with deletion. I don't know what the hell is going on there. Okay, so I can still zoom, crop and zoom. Okay. That works. Let's download. Let's see what happens. You kind of have to test it. You got to QA your own things. That did not work. Right now, they're middle aligned, but they're not centered. And middle aligned on the export. They skew to the top of the export. Okay. Sometimes they get stuck on the finest details, man. All right, what happens now? Ooh, okay. Design didn't really improve. I can't tell. It's so freaking dark. And it's stuck in this, again, the idea of it's always a spiral. See, this is where I got caught with this one. Like, why is it why is the trench path always a spiral? Why is the shoot always in the middle? That's not very... Not very this. Why is the land around the trench so dark? Why is the trench so dark and not even faded? Gonna give it a couple of jogs here. Oh, ooh. God, this just got progressively, my God, what the hell? This is just bad. I just asked it for two different, I gave it too many things. Why did you redesign it? Why did you redesign it? I'm just going to ask it point blank. Like, why did you do that? It was so bad. I'm going to have something out of this session here, this cork board here. Okay, so did this work? There we go. Yep, discard the memory. Let's drag and drop some images. There we go. Clear board, keep it, great. Testing, center it, download. This is what the export currently looks like. The images, the output is not centered and middle aligned like it should be. Looks very incongruent. Okay, I think we're down to the export because cropping, when I go to crop, don't let me zoom so far out that I see beyond the edges of the image. Just a small thing. Add filters. Polaroid like filters. Is that right? Is that how I want to do it? Can I give the simple black and white line sketch of how you want the layout to look? Well, I'm going for progressive. In a lot of this stuff, I'm going for progressive. And this is not, and unfortunately, it's just, I don't want it. It's got to be different. Every level is different, right? And unfortunately, the way this thinks every level is different is, let's just make it always a spiral, and let's always put the shooter in the middle. See, it's another spiral, and that's not what I want in any way. It's not interesting at all. All I'm seeing are spirals and the shooter in the center. Not very varied at all in any way. Ooh, got an error here. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to stick with the designs it currently gave me and then iterate the usability. You know, I'm gonna hang on to that. I'm gonna get usability before I want to be feature complete before adding the filters on that. Added square spirals, chaos knots. Let's find out. I will get a working Zuma. I will. I don't know how. I don't know when. And a Polaroid cork holder. But I'm going to wait on that. I'm going to wait. I feel like I need to get this feature done. These quote-unquote bug fixes. I can kill Waves Wash. Panic Command, that one. I can kill this. I like closing tabs. There we go. Smart crop limits. I can't believe I did this. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. See, it's coming up with the idea and then iterating. Iterate, iterate, iterate. There we go. Amos is done. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Great, but the curves have to be such that the orbs never go over or under one another. They're physical objects. The end and beginning have to have clear points, destination. These points are terribly geometric versus organic. The trench can't not under the trench. Right now I can't tell where it starts or ends. I have to be able to easily tell where the trench starts and ends. This is how I blow through all my credits. Okay, this is better, but like, ugh. Okay, let's remake the graphics. Stem to stern. This feels flat and amateur. This one's not bad. to my instant maker. I'm iterating. Back here, line of code. Does that work? Yep, that works. I need to add these. Yep, export works great. And in the export, if there is no caption written, that space should remain blank. Details. Yep, there we go. When I align the... Wait, what is this? What's that feature? When I organize, it should also randomize the positions of the Polaroids. What the hell are you doing, dog? She may need. I may need to wrap because, like, I think she needs to go. But I feel like this is definitely. You're going to see this one. Ugh. Everything's cramped. French should not be cramped. The shooter should always be in the viewport in full. The orbs are completely missing. Console. Bug. Okay. I think we're ready to iterate with a whatchamacallit here. Export worked. Oh my god. That's crazy. Is it possible to make sure the shadows, edges of Polaroids make it into the export? I just noticed they're eliminated from the export, so we're gonna need to iterate that. Yeah, but don't just see that pat. It just looks not good. It doesn't look 3D at all, and I can't explain it any other way. Whoa. This is kind of cool. It's a very the start and end points are janky. The French looks flat, and the animation in the French is jarring. The land around the French looks and it's an interesting iteration. Ooh, God. Okay. The French is too close to itself when it curls. The French is still following geometric, not organic patterns. The French edges are way too thick. The trench doesn't look 3D in any way. Self. Getting to what I want. All right. Here. Organize, organize. Testing all the features. Rocket. Sit. Sit. Thank you. Wait. I am going to have to take her out. Delete works. Let's find out when we export. I think we've got... Yeah, okay, captions are not on there. Great. And wait, hang on. Did it save the pin color? And the pin color or lack of pin that I may have set, or any other changes I may have made with the image for exporting. Let's try that. Gotta fix it. Here I was trying to this zoom thing is you drive. Okay, ooh. Okay, this is pretty interesting. It's not bad. The land around the print should be textured, not there would be no motion animation in the print to indicate direction. We can tell which way the orbs are going already. The print needs 3D shading in it. The shooter needs to be restored to what it was originally. Yeah, because I don't like the start. Well, didn't mean to send it along, but I guess I did. No, this is still not. This is where I kind of ended up yesterday. It's kind of like, yeah, it's not really understanding what it is that I'm trying to do. Like, it's looping back on itself here, and it's not. When it's looped back on itself, I can't tell where it is. Like, I can't tell where it is. When the path loops back on itself, there's no sense of hierarchy. Which part of the path is on top of the other? Trying to explain it in plain English. All right, here we go. Caption. Wait, when I press organize. When I press organize, some of the images flicker as they move. Now let's find out. Running a test. Welcome home worked. Yeah, it's not, yeah, fixing the Z, yeah. It's not saving the pin. It saves the pins. I need the shadows saved. You need to wait, Rocket. I need to take her out. The fact that I have a wireframe trench shoot I can play on your ROG Ally is scary. I'm telling you, man. This is the future of gaming. You're making your own dang game. Ugh. The start and end point need to fade in and fade out, not having additional graphics above the beginning and end of the part. The console. Because I'm adding more feedback. I don't just want to say fix. Am I always in the middle? Don't know. All right, aim. Oh God, that just got. Look at this. This is horrible. It really pooched this one. Like, as much as I like the design, I'm giving up on this one. I hate doing that. I hate doing that. Here I thought, you know, I'd be able to get my way through I'm going to choose a different default image too, but of the Zuma, but that clearly did not work. Elevator. City. It's the white edges of the Polaroid that flicker as they change the indexes. So maybe that transition could be less instant and more smooth. That sounds bad. Because they seem to change at the last second. I'm not sure if there's a way to mitigate that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Polaroids are set. Yep, that worked. That worked. Great. I don't know what the watermelon thing, but I'm just finer points. I'm gonna have to let Rocket out, dude. There's no way she's gonna stick with me. Who is on Twitch right now that we haven't seen in a bit? John Blue Riggs, but Scotty, Wayne, Nudo. Disc 105. We haven't seen Disc 105 in ages, but I love Disc 105. Yeah, this is gonna drive me nuts, but you know, don't worry. By the time you see me again, we're gonna have a fully functional corkboard and some kind of finished Zuma. Assuming I can get that done. This is the fun. This is the fun of doing this. See everybody on Saturday for the virtual Vibe-a-thon. If you've not yet registered, you should, because we're giving away a $100 Amazon gift card. More information at ctrl+alt+create.live or ctrl+alt+createlive.com. Rocket really wants up. Nope, buddy. Sorry. You need to wait, sweetie. Wait. We need to let her out. And I will see you on the flippy side.